It's an unlikely bid for promotion, given that the Seagulls were the bookies' favourites for relegation at the start of the season. So are they equipped to cope if they did go up? Here's Jim Rosenthal.
Old dancing shoes Jimmy Melia took Brighton to the FA Cup final and down to the second division in the same year, 1983. They haven't looked like getting back since. In the meantime, they've had a spell in the third. It's been an unsteady ride. Now the first division's looming again. Can we really expect Brighton to keep their balance with the big boys? Financial waves make it very tough for the club to stay afloat. There are debts of £3 million. A bit like the old West Pier, the Goldstone ground is a crumbling relic that's known better days. Brighton know they've got to find a new home in the next couple of years. Otherwise, they won't be playing in the top two divisions. A site was earmarked next to the Brighton bypass. The council don't want the new ground there. So, with all these problems, would promotion be just another liability?
No, it would be a day of great joy for us if we were to go up into the first division. Even if we weren't to go up into the first division, we will continue to work for that objective. That, of course, is why the new stadium is so important. If we don't relocate, the long-term future for the club is bleak. Certainly, with this ground, we would not be able to be in the first or second division past 1994.
Do you feel in any way that if you do make it, and if you do go up, the first division will be an embarrassment here at the Goldstone?
No, certainly not from the playing point of view. Obviously, we look at our facilities and suggest that might be the case. Maybe we'll have to work a lot harder in the summer to refurnish the place a wee bit. But from the footballing point of view, if we go up, we'll thoroughly deserve to.
You sometimes feel you need a set of jump leads to stir the Brighton footballing public. Home gates average below 8,000. One of Barry Lloyd's great strengths, though, is getting the best out of players like Clive Walker, who seem to be past their sell-by date. Walker's had a new lease of life with the Seagulls. That miss, though, a sign of things to come for Brighton. Port Vale look relaxed and very impressive. Top scorer Darren Beckford gets his 23rd of the season. Beckford's contract's up in the summer, and there'll be a scramble for his services. The Brighton equaliser soon after comes after a rare error from Vale's central defender Dean Glover. Gary Chivers gets the benefit. Dutchman Robbie van der Laan's a busy and effective partner for Beckford, and he seals Vale's first ever win at the Goldstone. If John Byrne had connected properly late on, Brighton might have got away with it. There's still time, though, for them to recover from this setback.
We've had them before, and we've gone on the road again. We had them a month or so ago, and then we went off to Sheffield Wednesday, we went to Newcastle, we went to Swindon, we went to Bristol, got results. And we can do the same again. We have 5 left at home, 4 away. And if we can play with the same spirit and determination we have done for the first 2/3 or whatever of the season, then I'm sure that the lads will be in the frame come May.
Now, they have done well, Jim, but I think the point has got to be made that if they did go up, again with these new proposals in mind, they don't have a ground equipped to stay in the top division. Yeah. And they know that. The Vice-Chairman said that.
Yes, they do.
So, I mean, there's really no point in them going up.
This is what's going to be interesting about the new FA proposals is they're doing it now for the 21st century and football onwards. And, as I say, there's a lot of grey areas, Ian. And do they put all the teams down and say who are potentially the best 18 teams in the country for not only crowds but availability, facilities, everything, and they become the... We'll have to wait and see.
The Cup and Premier Division favourites, Manchester United. It's the third time the clubs have been drawn together in the FA Cup, United going on to win it on 2 of those occasions. The last time, 10 years ago, when Brighton, managed then by a real character, came within a whisker of victory in the final itself. Gary Richardson reporting this time.
Out of all the things I've done in my life, I think this is the best feeling, was walking out at Wembley and with the team and listening to that crowd roar and seeing the faces on the Brighton fans, how happy they were. You know, for any manager or anybody in the game, I would think that's probably one of the best feelings in the world, you know.
Jimmy Melia, who guided Brighton to Wembley 10 years ago, will be back in Dallas when they run out at Old Trafford. He's spent the last 2 years there coaching, but he was back in Brighton recently on holiday and reflecting on what might have been.
We should have won the final, you know, as you probably remember. People say, what you remember about the final? I thought, well, I don't like saying it, but I remember Gordon's opportunity, you know, to win the game. And if we'd have scored that, you know, we could have won the cup.
It's Smith, and Bailey is saved.
Gordon Smith's miss meant it finished 2-2, and so Jimmy Melia, who'd been sacked from such football hotbeds as Aldershot, Southport and Crewe, got another crack at United. And so did Steve Foster. Missing through suspension from the first match, he returned for the replay, which they lost 4-0. 10 years on, Steve's 35 now, with 3 children, and back at the Goldstone ground for his second spell at the club.
It was a great run. The town was absolutely bubbling. I even hear Jimmy Melia's back at the moment, so it's a bit ironic that he's come back after 10 years.
The other connection with 83 is Dean Wilkins, whose brother Ray scored one of the memorable cup final goals for United.
I was there that day, obviously supporting Manchester United. I hadn't joined Brighton just then. You know, that was a marvellous occasion. I remember when it went in, I was just hoping it would be the winner, but it wasn't to be that game.
And Orbiston's made a run from the back, and Wilkins has scored one, and that's absolutely magnificent.
Matt Edwards' goal against Portsmouth in the last round of the competition set up today's tie, and he's relishing playing Manchester United for a 3rd time this season.
It's brilliant. We played them in the Coca-Cola Cup earlier in the season. We went up there and we only lost 1-0, but the atmosphere is absolutely great up there. I mean, we play in front of 7,000 each week, and going up there, you're playing in front of 30,000.
The Cup's been going really well for you as well, hasn't it?
Yeah, we seem to be making a bit of money out of the Cup at the moment. It's money that we need, and we seem to be getting the right results at the moment.
Yes, every penny counts, with Brighton £2.5 million in debt, a fact that the playing staff try to forget.
We've just got to get on with the job of playing football. The coaching staff will do the coaching, and that's in the background. It's there, but we tend to, when we get out here in the mornings, to forget about that and get on with our training.
Not only are Brighton £2.5 million in debt, they also face a winding-up order. But according to their chairman, they will survive.
Absolutely. Over my dead body would this club disappear.
You feel that strongly?
Very strongly, very strongly. Right from there, and from there.
54 places separate Manchester United, top of the Premier Division, and Brighton in Division 2. So is there a plan for victory?
We'll just remind them one or two little things that hopefully we can cause them problems with.
Is there something that you can exploit?
Yes. I'm not telling you.
If you go into it, you just send an empty bus up there and let them have the tie.
It's cup football, anything's possible. We've got a great spirit here in the club with the players. We nearly had them earlier in the season, the Coca-Cola Cup. I feel very confident indeed.
It'll be early morning in Dallas when they kick off in Manchester, but the BBC's World Service is sure to have at least one listener.
I'm going to be have the radio on and going to be listening to how Brighton are doing, and let's hope that they can surprise everybody. They need it at present, they need the finance, and this will be a great boost for the town and great boost for the club.
Melia, one of the great cup final characters, but what happened to those famous dancing shoes?
I've still got the white dancing shoes, they're still moving very well, and it's just me, you know, it's something different, I suppose. But everybody in football is looking for a pair of white dancing shoes. You can't buy them anymore.
Our man at the recreation ground was Tony Gubber.
Some famous old names of British football have graced this Aldershot turf. Tommy Lawton, Joe Mercer and Stan Cullis playing here when they were posted to the garrison town as servicemen in the Second World War. Today's hero is Gary Abbott, 16 goals in 18 games as Aldershot Town seek to climb the non-league ladder to Football League status. Aldershot's team today has a wealth of experience. Number 7, Mark Graham, signed last month, played over 60 games for Queen's Park Rangers in Division 1. And number 5, Mark Blake, began at Southampton and won promotion from Division 3 with a Fulham team managed by Mickey Adams, who's now Brighton's boss. They've only made 2 changes in 16 games as they've risen to 2nd in Division 3. Number 10, Charlie Oatway, returns today after missing 2 games. The top goal scorer is Bobby Zamora, whose 10 goals have all come at home. Referee today is Mr. Paul Regier. Brighton are the first league visitors to Aldershot since they went bust in 1992. The last league visitors here were Lincoln City, who won 2-0, and it was just a couple of weeks after that that Aldershot went bankrupt and out of business. High, trying to get it clear, only as far as Jones. Here's Oatway, free kick. Richard Gell was the culprit. Richard Carpenter has placed the ball carefully. Paul Watson has just come across also to have a look at it. It may well be Watson to strike it. scored 4 times from right back for Brighton this season. Leaves it for Carpenter. Oh, it's an early blow for the team from Division 3. It was very, very well placed. A la David Beckham, who won't have scored many better himself. Here's Prothero for Aldershot. To Graham, who hasn't figured much in this opening 20 minutes. Prothero. Mayo just got a foot on it. Andrews reacts quick. It's a penalty. Conceded by Danny Cullip. It was a rash challenge in an area really of no great danger. It's Gary Abbott against Michael Kuipers, and it's 1-1. It's all square. 26 minutes played here at the Rec. And non-league Aldershot are back on level terms with Brighton from Division 3. Hart, back to Watson. Here's Hart. And for Jones, cut out though by Crossley. Here's Chewings. Now, Wayne Andrews. There's a buzz around the ground whenever he's near the ball. Just look at his pace. Here's Andrews. What a cracker this would be. Oh, Andrews. He does look the business, doesn't he? He was 2 yards behind the 2 defenders when he started that run. He got to the ball first and made the angle for the shot, which hit the side netting. Zamora. Watson offers a little bit of width. Brighton's right back. He's got 4 to look for in the middle. Zamora! Oh, back off the bar. How close can he come? It's another great header by Zamora, and it's another opportunity to score an away goal, which he hasn't taken. Although what more could he have done? Graham. Twisting and turning to make himself room. Prothero into Pye. Back to Graham. It should be easy for Mayo. Well, the former Bristol Rovers trainee who joined Brighton in the summer must wonder what he's got to do to score an away goal. Mayo. It's gone over the top of Prothero, and it falls very nicely for Zamora. Here's his 3rd chance, is it? Oh, he goes down. It is a penalty. Paul Regier just gave himself 2 or 3 seconds to think about it, but he's pointed at the penalty spot, and it looks like it may be a caution for Andy Pape as well. It is for the Aldershot goalkeeper. Brighton are back in front in what is rapidly becoming an excellent first-round FA Cup tie, a match to do credit to the history and traditions of the competition. Chewings, Ullathorne, Abbott, Ullathorne. Here's Nathan Jones for Brighton. Here's Oatway for Brighton. Good strike! Oh, well done, Oatway! It's 3-1 now, Brighton, and that might well knock the stuffing out of Aldershot. How well he took it. It's his first goal of the season for Charlie Oatway, and surely that now puts a seal on Brighton's stranglehold. Aldershot appear to be preparing a substitute. It may well be number 15 Stafford Brown, who is a former Brighton player. Carpenter. Zamora. It would have been a good ball if it got over the top of Prothero. Oh, Pape. Did he drag him down? He did. It's another penalty. It's the second penalty conceded by the Aldershot goalkeeper, Andy Pape. Well, there didn't seem to be that much danger from Nathan Jones, but having missed the ball, he then dragged his opponent down. had it in his grasp, then lost it, and then lost it in another way. A rush of blood for Andy Pate, who now faces a second penalty. This to make it 4-1. Watson scores from the penalty spot for the second time. And poor Andy Pate, the tax inspector, league experience with Barnet, Queen's Park Rangers, but guilty here of conceding 2 penalties. And if Aldershot get back into this match, it'll be one for the FA record books. They've got a quarter of the match left. 3 substitutes sent on by manager George Borg. 16 Mark Bentley is one of them. He swings in the right foot cross. It's in! Stafford Brown, one of the other substitutes, has pulled one back. Or has he? It's ruled out. It's a foul on the keeper. And the joy among Aldershot supporters dies in the throat. Zamora, Steele leaves it. Oatway for Zamora to chase. Had a JB marks him. Here's Carpenter, scored the first goal. This is Hart. Gets around Chewings. Good shot. It's 5. And Zamora has finally scored a goal away from home. The 19-year-old Zamora, born in Essex, former Bristol Rovers trainee who moved to Brighton in the summer, having scored 6 goals in 6 games during a loan spell with Brighton, and it's 5-1. Here's Steele. That's over the top of Blake. Zamora. Steele's in the middle, so too is Zamora. Corner. Still 13 minutes left. Oatway takes the corner, in by Hart. Oh, it's 6! Matthew Wicks, the central defender, watched today by his father Steve Wicks, who was a player himself, makes it the half dozen for the visitors. Knocked in with the outside of the right boot by Gary Hart, and then helped on its way by Wicks. It's 6-1 to Brighton. As the rain continues to fall, Aldershot's defence proving as leaky as their guttering. Well, Mickey Adams will be very satisfied with the way his team have worked at what could have been a tricky away fixture. Sticky conditions and non-league opponents dreaming of a giant killing, but that is long gone. This is Graham for Aldershot. Brown wriggling through, scuffed his shot. Here's Abbott. Oh, he didn't scuff it, did he? Forcing a good save from Kuipers. Abbott, who was Aldershot's goal scorer from the penalty spot in the first half, with an excellent strike there from open play. Inside the last 2 minutes, Abbott looks as if he's struggling as this corner comes in. Andrews. Came off the Brighton player. Here's Chewings. Left foot cross. Abbott's header. Oh, he took it very well. It's a consolation for Aldershot, but it also underlines the goal-scoring ability of Gary Abbott, who at 36 is still a force to be reckoned with. Scored over 100 goals in the conference with 3 different clubs. That's his 18th of this season. He got 45 last season, 48 for Aldershot the season before that. He really is a coach's dream when it comes to goal scoring. 2 in the match, but against the 6 of Brighton, it isn't enough. Well, it was 1983 when a Brighton team, managed by Jimmy Melia, reached the FA Cup final, losing in a replay to Manchester United. Mickey Adams' team probably won't have aspirations as high as that, but they do look equipped for a good FA Cup run, as well as winning promotion from Division 3. It's certainly a job well done. The final scoreline here of Aldershot 2, Brighton 6.
The penalty conceded just at the end of the first half did seem to be the turning point.
Yeah, it was. I mean, we were a bit disappointed to come in at half-time 2-1 down when we should really have got in front. Well, credit to Brighton. They played very well today, knocked it around, and you know, we've got no complaints really.
They got a penalty right on half-time, which I think slaughtered us. We've come out the second half, first 10 I thought we'd done well again, and then we've just given another goal away. You know, we're sloppy. You know, you can't give the ball away against teams like Brighton.
It's a great testament to Aldershot. I thought they were terrific today, you know, and on their day, you know, I think they'll cause teams a lot of problems.
It was nice that both teams took a round of applause at the end.
Yeah, I mean, you know, George is a fiery character. His team play with a lot of enthusiasm, and you know, it's nice at the end that we can all walk off nice and friendly.
Now, our producer today, Andy Gilbert, is an Aldershot fan.
He's
been sobbing all day and he's still boo-hooing in my ear. But a word from you, Mark, on Brighton, your former club, going well?
It's always nice to see your old team do well. And if you consider what 2 or 3 years ago could have gone out of the league, could have actually been playing Aldershot in a league match. So they're doing very well in Division 3. Right manager in Mickey Adams, and long may it continue.
And so it's a goal kick to Bristol Rovers. This is Jim Eadie, man who won the on-the-ball safekeeping title last season. 687 minutes without being beaten. Spirit rather buffeting Bannister there. And now it's Goldstone, virtually with his first touch, and Warboys now being chased by Norman Gall. And Gall was quite clearly holding him back, and this is a goal! Yes! Scored by Bannister. And Bristol Rovers in the lead with 4 minutes gone. Bruce Bannister the scorer, but a good run down the left by Warboys. He held off Norman Gall, crossed it in, and it could either have been the number 7 Fernley or Bannister who got the touch. Finally it was Bannister though, and that makes Bristol Rovers 1-0 ahead. Another throw for Brighton. O'Sullivan, Robertson, played in the game for George Lay. Taylor once more getting it away to Warboys. Bannister once more to Warboys, and Dobson in a lot of space down the left. Here's Dobson. And 3 Rovers players up wanting the ball, and there's number 7 Fernley, and that's number 2, a beautiful goal. Beautiful breakaway by Bristol Rovers. With Brighton once again all over the place. Played beautifully across the field to Dobson, who was again making beautiful strides down the left. 3 players again were in position in the middle, and it was Fernley's header that tucks it wide of Powney. 2-0. No comment needed there. Nice little payoff there to O'Sullivan, wanting perhaps a little too much time, but then getting in his shot, and he scored! O'Sullivan! 2-1. Well, it looked for a while as though O'Sullivan had taken too much time, but he got it onto his right foot, and having got it there, put it wide of Jim Eadie, and that makes it 2-1. O'Sullivan losing it to Jacobs. Warboys turned on for Fernley. Controlled beautifully there by Gordon Fernley. Now for Jacobs again, hit across their goal. Bannister's header, and there it is, another one. So as a variation, they worked it down the right, with Trevor Jacobs, the number 2, linking up well with that attack. The cross hit low, and Bannister turning it in. And Don Megson in the centre, a man who's done so much for Bristol football, must be very relieved indeed. Stanton now behind this free kick, Tom Stanton and Warboys. Just 3 men in that Brighton Hove Albion wall. Number 9 is Warboys. But number 8 coming to the picture is Stanton. It's Warboys who hits it. And this is going to be the next one. And it's the hat-trick for Bruce Bannister. A beautifully hit free kick. fumbled there by Powney, and Bannister, a simple job of tapping it in to give himself a hat-trick in 31 minutes. Beamish to O'Sullivan for Brighton. Taylor away. And here's Bannister once more. And again, Warboys right in there as his ally. Played off this time for Stanton. Completely missed his kick. Prince instead. Dobson on the far side in a lot of space. Curling it through once more. There's Warboys! Number 5! Unbelievable stuff here by Bristol Rovers. 5 goals away from home, and still only 38 minutes gone. And Warboys meeting that cross from Dobson, beautifully picking his spot in the corner. 5-1.
It was a marvellous day, that. I can remember the game vividly, but now it's brought it all back. It's marvellous.
You were saying that you had in fact looked at the pitch in the morning and thought they won't play.
That's right. I remember getting up, and as a normal thing, we used to get up, take the skips and go down, just a few of the lads. Go down to the ground and put the kit out and just sit about. And I was stood on the terrace and the referee come along and he's walking about on the pitch, normal type of thing. And I thought, well, he's never going to play this. And he walked off the pitch, he says, yeah, it'll be all right, we're playing. Well, I just couldn't believe it.
Yeah, in fact, as we saw, 1 or 2 people slipping about, but Rovers kept their feet, and did they really take it out on Brighton? Let's enjoy some more of that one.
Rovers throw, Colin Dobson with it. Bannister, back again for Dobson. So he might beat Templeman on the turn here. Did very well indeed, and it was the fists away there, only as far as Stanton, and another magnificent save there by Powney. First of all, a good punch, and then as Stanton cracked in the return, somehow Powney got across and turned it away once more. Tremendous shot there by Stanton, Tom Stanton. Warboys played for Dobson. And there's Bannister off once more. I think he was half looking for a penalty there, but he looked in vain. Prince again. Spirit. Straight to Dobson. And into the path now of Warboys. This will be the number 6, I would think, and it is! A real smash and grab again, where Dobson and then Bannister between them. Bannister's final pass to Warboys, round the goalkeeper, and that's 6-1. So the fans who've come up from Bristol have got plenty to celebrate going back. Well, the young Clough sons have something to smile about. I don't think Dad's got too much to smile about, though. Simon and Nigel Clough. Howe turned towards Hilton, but Taylor quite easily being able to nod that one away. He must tower a good 7 or 8 inches above Hilton. Stanton, the Bristol Rovers player, in a bit of trouble on the far side, just getting to his feet now. Parsons playing a long ball forward. Warboys is onside. Is this going to be his hat-trick? It is! That's number 7 for Bristol Rovers. The long run from just inside the Brighton half. And Warboys cracking it with a great sureness. Left-footed. His hat-trick, and Bristol Rovers 7. Stanton. Spirit away. To Beamish. O'Sullivan. Towner. No, stopped again by Taylor. Or rather by Green. And here's Warboys onside. The linesman's kept his flag down, and that's his 4th goal. And Bristol Rovers 8th. I think Brighton felt there was a little bit of offside about it, but the linesman on this side of the field, directly in line, kept his flag down, waved Warboys on, and Warboys tucked it past Powney for the 8th time this afternoon, and for the 4th time that he's done it. It's a long time since we've had an away win of this magnitude. And I'll give you that score once again in case you can't believe it either. Brighton 1, Bristol Rovers.
20,000 were at the Goldstone, eager to celebrate promotion and salute their player of the year, Gary Nelson. 31 goals this season. Fittingly enough, after only 13 minutes, number 7 Nelson was the architect of Brighton's opening goal. His perfectly weighted cross was met by Kevin Bremner. 1-0 to Brighton, and Bremner's first league goal for 6 months. Minutes later, the same partnership almost made it 2-0. Bremner set up Nelson, whose dazzling skill for once lacked a decent finish. Nelson's disappointment was short-lived. Straight after the interval, Alan Kirbishley's through ball split the Bristol defence. This time, Brighton's leading scorer made no mistake. Nelson was head over heels about his 32nd goal, and the fans started celebrating. But the victory chants were premature. Bristol Rovers went on the attack, and in a goalmouth scramble, keeper John Keeley had to block an own goal. However, from the corner, Bristol scored. Number 4, Billy Clark, got the vital touch. Brighton 2, Bristol Rovers 1. It proved, though, to be a consolation goal, and at the final whistle, Brighton's promotion party got into full swing.
Lately. I don't know if it's me who's been having bad shots or the keeper's been playing well or not, but it's nice to score, especially in such an important game. Just like to say, please, please, I am Trevor. Please, you want to have what, Gary? Very good. You'd like to see what? I'd just like to see. It certainly refreshes the parts others can't reach, that's for sure. Just like to say how pleased I am for Kevin Bremner, really, because he's battled away all season and for him to score such a good goal on such a big day. I was really pleased for him. Well, what can I say? Here we are, Division 2, marvellous.
Gareth Evans, coast to coast, Brighton.
For the Goldstone ground, and the crowd of just on 20,000 was not only the club's biggest in the league for 5 years, but 2.5 times their average for the season. The pressure was on the Brighton players, and after 13 minutes they opened the scoring with a picture goal. Gary Nelson, the leading scorer, turned goal maker, and his perfect cross was headed in by Kevin Bremner. Moments later, the roles were reversed, Bremner to Nelson, but for once his finishing let him down. Into the second half, and with 20 seconds gone, Alan Kirbishley provided another chance for Nelson. No mistake this time, his 32nd goal of the season. With promotion beckoning, it was looking good for Brighton. But then Billy Clark scored for Bristol Rovers midway through the second half. That goal had the bumper crowd on the edge of their seats, but it was Brighton's Steve Penny who came closest to scoring after that. His header cleared off the line. At the final whistle, with Brighton having won 2-1, the crowd swarmed onto the pitch to celebrate a return to the second division at the first attempt. And down in the dressing room, the promotion party was only just beginning.
It's been a great season, and we're all delighted to be back in the second division for Brighton Hove Albion. It's a good atmosphere. I mean, I hope the crowds come back again next year. It took a long time for them to believe in us. It took a long time for them to believe in us.
And certainly the crowd do believe in Brighton again, after their dramatic late run of 7 wins and a draw from the last 8 matches.
It was Devon White's effort against the crossbar, and Brighton really were fortunate to survive in that sequence. But soon it was Phil Purnell's lovely little run paving the way for Rovers taking the lead. See how he keeps possession, won't be panicked into an early pass, which won't be right. And when Holloway's in position, he supplies him, and a super volley gives Rovers the lead. Holloway enjoyed close-quarter celebration with his teammates for a good move, well executed. And then he obviously shared long-range joy with someone in the stand. More on that later. Next, it was Gary Penrice's effective long throw, leading to Devon White, again going close. But again, the big fella hits the goal frame, not the back of the net. And when Brighton's captain, Steve Gatting, yes, he's the England cricket captain's brother, took a long free kick, Brighton were to equalise. Kevin Bremner made the chance nicely, and Dale Jasper knocked it home efficiently. And in the second half, in which Brighton improved, they went on to win the match with Gary Nelson's second half goal. Yes, Rovers could look back on needing to have scored more during their better first half. So Ian Holloway's father, who always watched the home matches, he died suddenly last week. So was his lad trying extra hard in this match in his father's memory? That was the question I asked Ian afterwards.
Yeah, well, it was very upsetting early on in the week, but I know he'd want me to carry on, and I try and put my whole heart and soul into it for him.
Because when you scored your goal and celebrated, you seemed to be turning to someone in the crowd in a very particular way. Who was that and what was it about?
Yeah, well, it was my wife and my sister. My sister's been very upset, and my wife, obviously, but I did it for them. I was glad they were there to see it.
Rovers threw everything at Brighton in the opening 15 minutes. This header from Devon White coming off the bar. Then Gary Penrice had 2 shots blocked on the line. Further Rovers pressure was rewarded after 20 minutes. Ian Holloway starts the move, Phil Pennell goes wide. Eventually he opts for the cross, and Ian Holloway follows it home. Seven minutes later, Brighton hit back. Kevin Bremner heads down the free kick, picks up the return pass, and Dale Jasper has a simple job on the 6-yard line. And Brighton began to play with growing confidence. Paul Wood's shot 5 minutes later, almost catching out Nigel Martin. Rovers could have regained the lead before half-time, but Ian Alexander's shot here more spectacular than threatening. In the second half, Rovers began to tire. It was their second game in less than 48 hours. Only the post prevented this shot, giving Brighton the lead. But the winning goal in the end came from Gary Nelson, and Brighton, the more determined and purposeful side, took the vital 3 points.
For Rovers beside the seaside, Devon White's aerial strength making the chance on the floor for Carl Saunders, and he's good at taking those. But Rovers' defence not good at stopping much these days, is it? Robert Codner's equaliser there. More than one question mark about the Rovers' defence there. Bad break in the second half as a deflection there releases Codner for Brighton's second goal, but Rovers' defence again displaying poor marking as John Byrne added a third Brighton goal. Rovers' goal against Column just not good enough at the moment.
Brighton went ahead in the 36th minute after Clive Walker was adjudged to have been fouled in the penalty box. Mike Small stepped up and fired the ball past veteran goalkeeper Phil Parkes. Brighton were lucky to hold on to their lead in the second half following a bad challenge by John Crumplin on Chris Kiwomya. The referee awarded a penalty and Perry Digweed showed why he's Brighton's Player of the Year with a fantastic save from Kiwomya's spot kick. But Ipswich grabbed an equaliser 7 minutes from the end. Digweed unable to stop Kiwomya this time. The visiting fans celebrated and Brighton's promotion dream looked to be over. Then with 30 seconds to go, Captain Dean Wilkins struck a brilliant free kick and the Goldstone ground erupted. Brighton were in the playoffs.
The game's now the heavy game to cup tie, I think, and
this is a tough one for Leicester City of the Premiership. Brighton are 1-0 up from the first leg at the Goldstone 2 weeks ago. Commentary at Filbert Street comes from summariser Jimmy Greaves and Alan Parry.
Leicester City face their second match in just 48 hours, having drawn 2-2 here against Coventry in the Premiership on Monday. They've won only once in 9 League and Cup games so far, and make one change from Monday. Franz Carr has to drop out because Sheffield United didn't want him cup-tied. So Lee Philpott switches to the right wing, Neil Lewis to the left, and Mike Whitlow comes in at left back. Brighton's Jimmy Case, at the age of 40, is the oldest professional footballer in the country still playing in the first team. It's his 23rd season in the game, and he's due a benefit match against one of his former clubs, Liverpool, later this month. Case and another veteran, Steve Foster, are certainly old enough to be father figures to this young Brighton team, which has no fewer than 8 players aged 24 or under. Injuries have robbed them of other experienced men like Colin Pates, Dean Wilkins and Mark Chamberlain, who've all played at the highest level. The referee is Jim Rushton from Stoke-on-Trent. So Leicester City, all in blue, get us underway. Brighton in their change strip of red and white, defending a 1-0 lead, remember, from the first leg. And if necessary, we'll have to have extra time and penalties to decide the winners. This is young Smith, the right back that Brighton got from non-league football in the summer, kept in by Whitlow. And now Lewis, who's moved from left back to left wing, the position in which he started his career. Losing out there to Peter Smith. Liam Brady's done a great job since he took over at Brighton in December of last year. The club in financial trouble, of course. He's turned them round. They play some good football, and they've got a good side here, halfway up the second division at the moment. He's got inside the first defender. He's done well here, Philpott. Well, the shot was a bit wild, but it was a very good run.
It was a good run.